I'm going to, this is like a half rant, half explanation of why I'm cutting down the amount of people I send Christmas cards to. It's December 23rd today, 2021. It's a Thursday. Okay, so let me get this. Okay. I send out, I should have counted them so you know how many it is, an exact amount, but I would say probably about 30 people. I send out Christmas cards to about 30 people and or businesses every year. And my cards aren't simply, I did a video on this. It's one of my early videos on how I make Christmas cards. I really go all out. I use rubber stamps, stickers, stencils, glitter, whatever I can think of, glue, I glue stuff on there. I really go all out. And I try to make it a little different each year so they like a little different theme, different model. So you don't get the same type of card every year. It's the same style of card every year. This takes a long time. And I try to get my cards out in the beginning of December, before December 10th. So I can get a card back. Plus, also, you get more time to enjoy it. Now, most people don't send me cards back. Most. I mean, I'll be surprised. I think it's maybe 20% of the people I send cards to send them back. And I keep track of it. Ever since the last 2-3 years, I kept track of who sends back. I used to not. Now, it takes a long time. The last couple years, what I did was I tried to average one card per day. I start in the beginning or middle of November, do about one card a day, because it just takes so long to do it and come up with ideas and, just doing it all at once. As much as it takes to make one card, just doing it all at once is just too much for me. Especially now that I'm going through menopause and it's hard for me to concentrate on one thing for very long. So anyways, this year I thought, you know what, I'm going to whittle it down because that's just too much. I'm sending them not just to people, I'm sending it to businesses I frequent. And the businesses I frequent, I can understand them not sending cards back. They just have so much to do. But individual people, most people get very few Christmas cards. That they do have the time to send Christmas cards back to the people, individual people, not businesses, Businesses send out generic cards, but especially people like me who actually take time and do something in that card instead of just signing a name with a quick little note, happy holidays, right? So this year I says I'm going to whittle it down and I'm going to make every excuse in the book to quit sending people cards, And so one person I've been sending cards to didn't use my proper last name. And this person, first thing, don't assume that because a woman got married, she took her husband's name. Okay, that's a patriarchal enslavement rule. How that started was women were property of their fathers. That's why they got their father's last name. And when they got married, they became property of their husband. So they changed their name to their husband's name. Right? I don't know if it was the law in the United States. I don't know if it's law in some countries. They don't change last names when they get married. I think India is one of them places where it's not common practice for that. But I don't know if it was ever the law, but it was custom, and that's just what was done, right? And everybody did it. I think it started changing around the mid-1800s. I think women started not changing that, even though most women I think still do in this country, but I think it's around the mid-1800s when it stopped, because it was fighting against, I'm not your property, I'm not my husband's property, right? And so I didn't take my current partner's name when we got married. Nobody should assume that I did. And a friend of mine who knew that I didn't take his name and knew that I get offended by that crap. She knows I went off on her before about doing that. She did it. She put me and my partner as a last name. She put his last name as mine when she sent the card. And so she's off the list. There's another person that I had been sending cards to, and he didn't tell me his address changed. And so I spent a 58-cent stamp to send him a card, and I see it coming back to me in the mail in my USPS informed delivery. It's coming back today, and it says moved on there. So he's off the list. He knows I send him cards. He's got my phone number. He sent me cards. He sent me a card back this year. I didn't look at the address because I didn't know he moved. Right? And I threw the envelope away, so I don't have his address. But even so, he should have told me I moved. He should have called me or wrote me and said, I moved. Here's my new address. Another friend of mine did that. When she moved, she sent, at least to me, I don't know if she sent out anybody else, but she sent a notice in the mail, I've moved to, this is my new address. He didn't do anything. So, stamps are now 58 cents a piece. I'm upset about that. So he's off the list. And I'm using whiteout, liquid paper, to clear everybody out. And I think I might start taking people off who don't send me back cards. I have a few business. Oh, there was another one. I made a video of this on my other channel. A man sexually harassed me, and I had to go to some lengths to get him to stop. And he just won't let it go, right? He's the one who sexually harassed me, and I'm the one that had to tell him like 4 times to stop doing it. And I had to get aggressive the last time to get him to stop because he just would not stop. And so he keeps bringing it up like I'm supposed to apologize to him. And so when I went over to take him to save money, I hand-delivered Christmas cards to the people who live nearby and all the businesses nearby. Like I said, stamps are 58 cents. I saved probably about $10 just taking one day, walking down the streets in Hudson and hand-delivering to businesses and people's houses. And it was good exercise, got me out, got me fresh air, got me a new scenery. So it was an all-around good idea to do it. Now, I went, and he just happened to be, I was going to slip it into his mail. I don't know what I was going to do, maybe put it in his, like if he had a newspaper holder or whatever. If he wasn't there, I was going to find a way to put it to where he could find it when he got home. Well, he was there. He was out working on his vehicle, and so I handed him the card, and he brought up again the fact that I really got on to him about his sexual harassment. And so I'm not going to apologize to him. And I just told him, I says, you know, you keep bringing it up. I'm over it. You need to get over it. I said what I had to say. It needed to be said. And now it's done. And so he's off the Christmas card list because I'm not dealing with that crap. Anybody who's going to try to, again, it's a man trying to take hold of a relation or a situation that he jacked up and he just doesn't. It's like Donald Trump. You know, I jacked up, but I'm going to make you feel like you're the perpetrator for addressing my mess up. I behaved badly, you addressed it, and I'm going to make you feel bad for addressing it. You should have just accepted it and taken it. That's not how that works. So he's off the Christmas card list. 2 reasons. He was a jerk to begin with, and he continues to be a jerk. Second, I don't want to have to deal with it every time I come in contact with him. Next time I see him, I'm just going to turn around and avoid him. You know, I'm not even going to, like, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to stop doing it and just leave so I don't have to deal with this crap. And so I don't want to put myself in a position where I have to be in his presence. It's annoying. And then there's other ones that I'm going to take off the list because they're clients for my house cleaning. Anyhow, I don't do house cleaning anymore, so I shouldn't send old house cleaning clients. You know, it's a waste of money. It's a waste of my effort. And only one of them sent me back a Christmas card this year. And really, sending clients Christmas cards is just to keep up the client employee, business owner relationship. And I'm not house cleaning anymore, so, you know, why keep up that, you know, especially considering it's so much work for me to make these cards. Each individual card takes me so much time, takes me hours to make. So another thing I would like to note, I will send thank you cards, or I'm sorry, Christmas cards to people who have bought my voodoo dolls or catnip toys. Not all, but some. My Christmas cards are nice. So if you want to get on my Christmas card list, buy one of my voodoo dolls. But, you know, if I know their address and I know they would appreciate getting a card, I'll do it. But, you know, I have so few people who actually buy my catnip toys and voodoo dolls. That's not a big deal. Because I would have to whittle them down, too, if there was, like, a huge clientele. So, anyways, I'm just saying, you know, if you like getting Christmas cards from me, don't get on my bad side. Around the time I'm making the Christmas cards, don't get on my bad side. And, buy my voodoo dolls.